What's up, Focus fans, and welcome to episode 2 of the CrossFit Open Cooldown Show. In the previous episode, I explained how this year's CrossFit Open was different from any other in the past. So if you haven't seen that one yet, be sure to watch that one first and then come on back to this one, where in this episode, I'll be breaking down the leaderboards for Arkansas boxes specifically and letting you know who I think is the fittest affiliate. These braces are killing me. The fittest affiliate in our state, and to give you some stats on each division. Before that, I was lucky enough to get the chance to interview Landen Ryan from CrossFit Reverence, who placed first in our state and 5th in the world for the boys 16 to 17-year-old divisions. Now, during our short interview, we talked about his goals and training schedule for this past year and what his family is doing to help him compete at such a high level. Now, I was really impressed when I spoke with Landen on a video chat, which you'll get to see as I recorded, and I think you'll be really impressed with him too. But before we get to the interview, I'm ready to share some of the stats on the CrossFit Open specifically for Arkansas. But so along with the overall leaderboard stats, something I really wanted to understand was how the Open was taking place inside our local affiliates. For the past few years, intramurals and Friday Night Lights events have been popular, and honest, that's still the case. Just as the Open was starting, I put out an Instagram poll asking what was your box doing, anything special, any in-house intramurals or anything like that. And 66% of respondents said that they were doing intramural opens, and a whopping 90% said their gym was hosting Friday Night Lights. So it seems like this trend is holding strong, and I like the fact because I think that it kind of brings inside each community a little bit stronger, because you have people who work out at 5:30 in the morning, you have people who work out at noon or in the afternoon, and those people will never come together unless when you have one of these community events. So I think that it gives an opportunity for people to work out who don't normally get to. Now, if your gym did something different, shoot me a message in the comments on how your gym handled the Open this year. And now, the leaderboard. All of these stats and numbers were gleaned from the CrossFit Open leaderboard, and I want to thank my friend Brian Reynolds from this CrossFit West, who helped me organize most of these into a usable chart that I could kind of glean the information from. It was really cool after looking at the spreadsheet to see 43 of the 52 reported affiliates in Arkansas were represented on the Open leaderboard in at least one division. So all stats were based off the criteria of hashtag Arkansas in the search bar on games.crossfit.com. And something important to know is the criteria I was searching for when putting these things together. And that was the top 5 athletes from each division. Now, when we take the top 5 finishers from all RX divisions, including the Masters and Teens, CrossFit 540, CrossFit Conway, and Wellness Revolution CrossFit tied for second with 6 top 5 finishers, and CrossFit Reverence came in on top with 7 athletes. Congratulations to the team at CrossFit Reverence for building such a strong community of athletes. And something cool to note is that my guest today, Landen Ryan, is the only age group athlete to finish in both the top 5 for their age division and the Open division, which really made an impact on that scoring system. So when we look towards the scaled side of the Open, CrossFit Spa City and Wellness Revolution CrossFit tied for second with 5 top 5 finishers across the divisions each, while Dual Cities CrossFit had 8 total athletes finishing in the top 5 through the scaled division. So congratulations to Dual Cities. I know you guys will be pushing those athletes to go RX or to just push a little bit harder next year. On a side note, something kind of cool to note is that Wellness Revolution had both the top male and top female finishers in the Open scale division, with Carrie and Drew, who both were the Open division scaled champions for the state, and they were both age group athletes, so they were also both age group state champions for the scale division. I had a little mess up. Let's pick it up from there. Now, when we back up and we take an aerial view, the boxes in Northwest Arkansas prove they are the most competitive, they're the most competitive region in our state. For example, local boxes that make up the Northwest Arkansas region, men's CrossFit qualified 7 athletes for the quarterfinals, And CrossFit NWA qualified 4 athletes for the age group online qualifier coming up soon. So it's easy to see that region is producing some really strong athletes, and it'll be hard to beat them in the future. In a later video, I'll break down the Masters Division leaderboards and show you that there's a lot more competition for the top spots in those divisions than any other in Arkansas. And just before we close this portion of the show, let's look at the teen division. The RX teen division was represented by 12 different affiliates in Arkansas, which is a slight increase from 2021. It's great to see these divisions increasing in popularity, as they will be the athletes who represent us in the future. You know, tying for second place is CrossFit Testament and Dual Cities CrossFit, who both had 2 athletes in the top 5 for all teen divisions, and CrossFit Amend and CrossFit Conway tied for first place, each with 3 athletes in the top 5. Being a longtime coach, a gymnastics coach, and just a youth coach in general for a long time, I'm really stoked to see these programs are going to be popular and hope they'll find their way to as many boxes here in Arkansas as possible, as our state is normally one that has some major health disparities regarding chronic disease states that are associated with obesity. So to see kids getting healthy and well at an early age is really cool. Now, our interview with Landen Ryan, who has been training at Reverence recently, and like I said, he finished 5th in the world. Here is our interview where we talked about his expectations for the year and what he hopes comes out of the hopper for the age online qualifiers that is just a few weeks away.
All right, so Landon, welcome to the show. Congratulations. You finished 5th in the world for the Open. How do you feel about that, man?
Really great. Yeah, it's been awesome to just know that the work's been put in and it's being paid off. I've been working really hard just to be able to work on my weaknesses and things like that. So I think seeing that it's paying off is definitely rewarding.
So last year during the Open, you finished 29th in the world, so you just missed going to the cut. What does it mean going to the games, right? So I think the top 20 were able to go to the games. What did that do for your drive for this upcoming year as far as getting ready for this year's CrossFit season?
Yeah, it gave me a little bit more confidence in knowing that at least I have a chance and I have a shot to be able to, prove it not only to, I think I wasn't so much wanting to prove it to other people, but to myself, and knowing that going into my last year, I wanted it to make the best of it. So.
Oh, that's awesome, dude. So you have a unique training situation where you guys aren't in a regular house. Kind of walk me through what you guys and your family is doing right now.
Right now, we've been traveling the U.S. We've been just exploring, basically a full-time vacation. But I'm homeschooled as well, so I've been able to have the time freedom to, drop into gyms around the country. So that's kind of what we've been doing. We've been living in an RV full-time, and so yeah, it's been great.
Has that also allowed you? So I noticed that you've done some of like the larger CrossFit competitions for teens, particularly at the pit. Has that allowed your family's ability to get up and go somewhere else, made it a little bit easier for you to compete at a high level?
Yes, yeah, I think it's definitely also helped me to adapt and just be able to go jump on a different kind of setting in Michigan. Never been to Michigan, but it was definitely like a lot of fun just to get up and go, kind of. So I think so.
And so this year you're back in Arkansas where you've lived before, and you're at CrossFit Reverence. What did you think of the Open experience that you had this year?
Yeah, I think it was very electrifying. There was all my people that were there. They were friends I knew from when I first started, and I haven't seen since then. And so it was pretty cool to just work out with them again, and from going from the ground up basically. And I think them seeing me too is super cool. But yeah, those when I did the workouts, it was getting down to the last minute or so. People were fired up, and that definitely fires me up a little bit. Gets the spark going, and so that was probably the best experience of the Open I've had, and it's probably been the most fun I've had in the Open yet. So.
Oh man, that's not something you hear a lot from the really competitive athletes, is that like they're having fun, right? Because this is like almost like a business that you are like you've trained for the whole year to get to this point, and now this is stage one, and you don't want to,
Exactly.
have a misstep on your first step, but you
Hmm.
definitely did not.
Yeah.
What did you think about the workouts as they were programmed? Were these things kind of in your wheelhouse? Were you looking forward to any particular workout when you saw it?
Yeah. Honestly, my thing going into it was, again, have fun. The thing was just to have fun, but also I was kind of just wanting to qualify. Wasn't really, worried about anything, but I was, when I saw the first, I think it was the second workout, when I saw the deadlift and burpees, that was kind of like my wheelhouse. I'm very good at deadlifts and hinging, and it was a sprint, and so I was excited for that one the most, and that it definitely paid off.
I would have to say, I think you finished what, 9:35?
Yes, sir, I
Okay, so
did.
you finished at 9:35. There was people who didn't even come close to finishing, and not only was it in your wheelhouse, you finished second in the world for your age division. That was your best finish. So I definitely would say that that was in your wheelhouse. One of the
Yes,
things that
I
I
was
know,
stoked about it.
yeah, one of the things I
Definitely stoked.
noticed last year from your leaderboard from last year to this year was you had an average finish of around 63rd last year. And this year, your average finish was eighth. So you've
Mhm.
come a long way in a little bit. What have your coaches or what does your programming kind of look like this past year to help guide you to where you are now?
With my coaches, I haven't had, you know, a personal coach. I haven't had a personal coach, but I definitely have people that I, will talk to when I'm, in this open. I have a very good mentor, I guess, just leading me through the workouts. And again, they know they've been watching me and how much I've improved since last year. I've gotten stronger and better endurance, better muscle endurance, and so a lot of things that they've seen me do, and they were just some of the workouts. They were like, you do you, and you got this one, so just go for it. Um, but I think the programming difference is I kind of started doing mayhem athlete for a while, and I think that's kind of helped me a lot in my muscular capacity and being able to go harder for longer, and that's a big difference in what I think from last year.
That's awesome, man. So you have a few weeks before the age group online qualifier comes. So
Hmm.
what are you doing in the meantime to kind of prepare for that step? And what do you hope kind of comes out of the hopper for those sets of workouts?
Yeah, I mean, I think nothing's really changed for me. I've been, haven't changed my programming. My eyes have always been set on even past the qualifiers slash quarterfinals. I feel like I have a good chance in being able to qualify for the final stage. But so nothing's really changing. I'm definitely trying to, excel in the strength because I know that's where I probably lack in my division. Um, but lots of squats and lots of strength work.
That's awesome, man. So when last year what we saw was when we got the introduction to these age online qualifiers that some of the workouts very closely mimicked what we saw
Hmm.
for the open division and
Hmm.
inside their semifinal or their online workouts for the second round.
Yes.
Knowing that we have maybe a different person now, Adrian Bosman is going to be programming for the games, and I'm a little unsure of who's programming for the semifinals. Um,
Yeah.
Thinking that if along the same lines of those workouts come for your division and for the Masters, was there any of the workouts this past weekend that you were kind of eyeing? You're like, hey man, I hope this comes up for us.
Yeah. I would be stoked if the ring muscle up, pistol GHD workout. If that workout came up, I probably would be really happy. Um, there's also, I think there was a rope climb one. I'm not sure if we're doing rope climbs in our division, but that would be a fun one to do. Um, yeah, I think for me though is I think I'm just excited to get going. I saw, watching the individuals go and seeing my friends compete, it kind of just, wanted me to get up and start competing again. And I think that's so basically I'm going into training just focusing on, going hard and getting ready for whatever hit comes our way.
That's awesome, man. Well, congratulations on your success in the Open. I wish you
Thank
nothing
you.
but well wishes on the on your next step of this little CrossFit journey, and
Thank you.
I definitely think that you'll be seeing that final stage this year. So congratulations, and
Thank you.
we'll be following you on the leaderboard.
All right, sweet. Thank you.
I want to once again thank Landon for taking the time to sit down and have an interview with me. I know that you're going to go really far inside your CrossFit career. Hey guys, if you enjoyed all the stats and stuff that's going on, please like, subscribe, message, wherever you're seeing this, whatever you're supposed to do on that platform. It really helps out, and it allows me to kind of grow this community so that I can do more of it in the future. Until then, I'll see you on the leaderboards.